Thank you for listening today on Revealing Wholeness, sponsored by Infinity Whole Health. Check out our website at infinityWholeHealth.com, where we are revealing the eternal in each individual, the infinite in the individual. The creativity is made manifest. Limitation is let go. Now, here's your host, Dr. Troy Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson. The holidays are coming. It is October 2023. And we would like to spend this month of October getting a game plan together. How do we prep? And so I want to take us through 4 different aspects of prepping for the holidays. The first one we're going to cover today is the physical. We're going to get into the dietary, and we're going to get into the relational, emotional, and then we're going to get into the spiritual. So we're going to go through 4 different aspects of prepping for the holidays. So with this one being the physical, what do you mean, Doc? How do I prep for the physical part of the holiday? Well, this is where we want to make sure that you have a good routine in place for working out if you do that. If you don't, and let's say through the summer you kind of played and now you're like, you know what, I feel like I need to kind of get back in the swing of things. Kids are in school. I need to get back into a workout routine. At least we want to do something and be able to fall back on something that is really, really easy. That's hard to say I can't. And what I do for that is I have a routine where I do 3 to 4, maybe 5 good slow push-ups, a couple of slow squats with a 5 count down and a 5 count up. You can go even slower is better. Maybe 1 or 2 slow sit-ups with knees to the chest, just bringing your shoulder blades barely up off the ground, hands to the side of your neck, not grasping your neck, and blowing out as you go up as a count of 5. And you're like, you'd be surprised how slow you got to move to do kind of a half sit-up with your knees to your chest, just getting your elbows to your knees. It's like, wow, that took like 1.5 seconds to get there. Correct, you're going to have to go slower. So to do something like that is a killer, but you only need to do 1 or 2. Maybe you happen to have a pull-up bar in your house or your garage. And so you do 1 or 2 slow pull-ups. Just make things work. And you're like, all right, that's a minute and a half workout. I can do that when I'm in a pinch. Because when the holiday hits and you've got all these commitments, you need to at least, or not need to, I don't like that word. But for lack of a better way, need to, we definitely want to have in place these boundaries, these decisions, these things that we're not going to stray from. And we're at least going to stay frosty in tiny ways if we fall off the wagon of our normal workout routine. So if you're working out, you may want to cut down your workout schedule maybe to half the amount of time, but you're going to be more targeted when you're in there. And if you're in a pinch and you're like, shoot, I can't get to the gym and I'm tired, I need to sleep, I can work out for a minute and a half and do these things. So that's what I mean by prepping for the holidays. Let's have an idea, a plan in place so we don't fail and don't fall off. And then all of a sudden we're 15 pounds overweight and January 1st hits. And then we're like so many other people now trying to lose it. And we don't want to starve ourselves, but we have the ability to make this plan ahead of time and do some things that are great. Now, one of my favorite ways physically to prep for stressful events and things that might get chaotic, chiropractic. What better way than to reset or reboot your immune system, nervous system, hormonal system, your entire system by getting a chiropractic adjustment? And you may say, you know what, the stress is coming. I'm going to bump up to twice a month, once a week, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to really go for the gusto and 3 times a week. Yeah, I have clients that do it. I have clients that see me weekly, week in, week out, and they just know this keeps me healthy. I love the way I feel, staying well adjusted. Great. Now, next, sleep cycles. What do you need to be doing? You need to prep. How much sleep is really necessary? Hey, I've got to have 6 hours. Great. 7.5 is awesome. Great. Then we're going to start prepping for that. And we're also going to get into the next thing when we go to a relational and emotional. We start talking about how many things should you schedule? So we'll talk about schedule later, but right now, Really get honed on your sleeping. And if you're not sleeping well, then you need to be doing a couple bites of protein in the evening at bedtime, maybe a little bit of calcium, maybe a little bit of trace minerals. That would be very, very helpful with sleeping. If you're having trouble with acid reflux, you may find those things aggravating. So you need to do some work way beforehand on things like raw apple cider vinegar, or you need to be calling my office and we need to be fixing your stomach so that you don't have this anymore. But suffice to say, this is the prep for physical stress coming up very shortly in the end of November and all the way through December. Let's have a good, solid plan and a backup plan. We always want a plan B. So if you have your workout schedule, your walk schedule, you get home and you walk, but maybe it's really raining and you're like, oh, I don't want to go out in the rain and walk. Okay, I'll do push-ups, sit-ups, squats. I'll do them slow. I'll do them controlled. It'll be good. So at least you do something. So I hope that's helpful. Next week, we're hitting the dietary. It's going to be a good one. Until next time, Dr. Troy Munson.